Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into a topic that is both incredibly important and often super misunderstood. We are talking about why individuals from certain countries, especially those perceived as supporters of particular ideologies or regimes, might face denial when trying to enter the United States. This isn't just about a simple visa rejection. Oh no. This is a complex web of national security concerns, foreign policy objectives, and intricate immigration laws that can leave many people feeling confused and frankly, heartbroken. I've spent a lot of time researching and talking to experts about this because it affects so many lives and it is crucial to understand the nuances. We are going to break down the layers of this issue, from the initial reasons for any visa denial to the very specific criteria that come into play when someone is from a country deemed sensitive by the US government. So buckle up, grab a drink, because this is going to be a comprehensive and eye-opening journey into the world of US immigration policy. First things first. Let us lay the groundwork and understand the general reasons why anyone might be denied entry to the US, regardless of their country of origin. The US government has a fundamental right to control its borders and who comes in. And there are several broad categories for inadmissibility. These categories are designed to protect national security, public health, and the economic well-being of the country, ensuring that only eligible individuals are granted entry. Understanding these baseline rules is essential before we delve into the more specific and often politically charged reasons for denial that affect people from particular nations. One of the primary concerns is public health, which means if you have certain communicable diseases that are considered a public health risk, you could be denied entry. This isn't about discrimination, but about preventing the spread of serious illnesses within the United States. And there is a specific list of conditions that trigger this ground of inadmissibility. Think about diseases like active tuberculosis, which requires treatment before you can even consider applying for a visa, or other conditions that could pose a significant health threat to the population. Then there are criminal grounds, which are pretty straightforward. If you have a criminal record, especially for certain types of offenses, your entry could be barred. This includes crimes involving moral turpitude, drug trafficking offenses, or multiple criminal convictions, regardless of how minor they might seem in your home country. The US takes its laws very seriously, and a history of criminal activity is often seen as a direct threat to public safety and order within its borders. Economic concerns also play a significant role, particularly the public charge rule. This rule basically means that if the US government believes you might become dependent on public assistance once you enter the country, you could be denied a visa. They want to ensure that visitors and immigrants can support themselves financially, or have someone who can legally sponsor them, to avoid burdening the American taxpayer. This is why you often need to show proof of sufficient funds or have an affidavit of support from a US citizen or lawful permanent resident. Another major reason is visa fraud or misrepresentation, which is a big no-no and can lead to a lifetime ban from the US. If you lie on your visa application, provide false documents, or misrepresent your intentions, the consequences are severe and long-lasting. Honesty is absolutely critical throughout the entire application process, as any attempt to deceive immigration officials will almost certainly backfire and lead to a permanent mark on your record. Now, let us transition into the more specific and often politically sensitive area: national security and foreign policy grounds for inadmissibility. This is where the concept of certain countries and supporters really comes into play. creating a much more intricate and challenging landscape for visa applicants. The US government views national security as its paramount responsibility, and this includes protecting the country from terrorism, espionage, and other activities deemed hostile to its interests. These grounds are incredibly broad and give immigration officials significant discretion in determining who poses a potential risk. When we talk about certain countries, we are often referring to nations that the US government has designated as state sponsors of terrorism, or countries with significant political instability, ongoing conflicts, or governments considered hostile to US interests. These designations are not arbitrary. They are based on geopolitical assessments, intelligence reports, and the country's history of relations with the United States. For individuals from these nations, the scrutiny during the visa application process is automatically heightened, regardless of their personal intentions. For example, countries currently on the state sponsors of terrorism list, like Iran, Syria, Cuba, and North Korea, face automatic and severe restrictions. While being a citizen of these countries doesn't automatically mean denial, it does trigger a much more rigorous review process, and specific waivers are often required for any type of entry. The US government views these states as actively supporting international terrorism, which casts a very long shadow over anyone associated with them, even indirectly. Beyond the official list, there are other countries that, due to their internal conflicts, human rights records, or perceived threats to US national security, also fall under increased scrutiny. This can include nations where extremist groups are active, or where the government itself is seen as a threat to democratic values or international stability. The criteria are constantly evolving based on global events and intelligence assessments, making it a dynamic and sometimes unpredictable situation for applicants. Now, let us get to the heart of the matter. What does it mean to be a supporter in the eyes of US immigration law, especially when you are from one of these flagged countries? This is not always about direct involvement in illegal activities. It can be much broader and more nuanced than many people realize. The definition of support can extend beyond financial contributions or active participation, encompassing various forms of association and perceived alignment with certain groups or ideologies. This broad interpretation allows for a wide net to be cast, catching individuals who may not even consider themselves supporters in the traditional sense. One of the most critical aspects is the concept of material support to terrorism, which is a very serious ground for inadmissibility. This doesn't just mean providing weapons or training. It can include offering financial assistance, transportation, safe houses, or even expert advice or assistance to a terrorist organization. Even seemingly innocuous acts, if they indirectly aid a designated group, can fall under this definition, leading to a permanent bar from the US. The law is intentionally broad to prevent any form of assistance to groups deemed dangerous, but it goes even further than that. Mere association with certain organizations or individuals can be enough to trigger a denial. If you are a member of, or have close ties to, a group that the US government has designated as a terrorist organization, or even one that is simply deemed a threat to national security, you are likely to be denied. This can be challenging because some groups might be considered legitimate political entities in their home country but are viewed very differently by the US. The perception and designation by the US government are what truly matter here. This can extend to individuals who have participated in public demonstrations, expressed certain political views on social media, or even attended events organized by groups that are considered problematic. The US government actively monitors open source intelligence, including social media, to assess an applicant's affiliations and beliefs. What you post online, even years ago, can be used as evidence of support or association, making digital footprints incredibly important in the visa process. Even if you didn't actively support a group, but were coerced or forced into an association, it can still be a hurdle. While there are provisions for involuntary participation, proving coercion can be extremely difficult and requires substantial evidence, often placing a heavy burden on the applicant. The default assumption might be that you were a willing participant, and overcoming that presumption is a significant legal challenge that often requires expert legal counsel. The standard for consular officers is often reason to believe, which means they do not need absolute proof beyond a reasonable doubt to deny a visa on national security grounds. If they have a credible reason to suspect that you might pose a threat or have supported a problematic entity, they have the authority to deny your application. This gives them significant discretionary power, and their decisions are often very difficult to appeal or overturn, especially when national security is invoked. So, how does the US government actually find out about these connections and potential support? It is a multifaceted and often very thorough investigation process that starts long before you even step into a consular interview. They are not just taking your word for it. They are cross-referencing information from various sources and building a comprehensive profile of each applicant. This is why being completely honest and transparent throughout the process is not just a recommendation. It is an absolute necessity. The visa application forms themselves are the first line of defense, asking detailed questions about your travel history, past residences, employment, and affiliations with any organizations. These questions are designed to uncover potential red flags and gather initial data points for further investigation. Any inconsistencies or vague answers can immediately raise suspicion and trigger a deeper dive into your background, making careful and accurate completion of these forms paramount. Then comes the interview with a consular officer, which is a crucial step where your credibility and intentions are assessed face to face. These officers are trained to identify inconsistencies, evaluate body language, and probe into areas that might not have been fully covered in the application. They will ask about your reasons for travel, your ties to your home country, and your past activities, looking for any information that aligns with national security concerns. This is your chance to clarify any ambiguities and present yourself truthfully. Behind the scenes, extensive background checks are conducted, leveraging intelligence databases, law enforcement records, and information shared between various US government agencies and international partners. This includes checking watch lists, criminal databases, and intelligence reports that might contain information about your activities or associations. This is a robust system designed to identify individuals who might pose a threat, even if they have no overt criminal record. As I mentioned earlier, social media scrutiny has become an increasingly important part of the process. Immigration officials are known to review applicants' public social media profiles, looking for posts, likes, shares, or connections that might indicate problematic affiliations or ideologies. What you say and share online, even in casual conversation, can be interpreted as evidence of support or sympathy for certain groups. So it is vital to be mindful of your digital footprint. There are also instances where information comes from less transparent sources, such as intelligence gathering or informants. While the specifics of these methods are often classified, it is important to understand that the US government utilizes a wide range of resources to protect its national security interests. This means that information about potential risks can come from unexpected places, further complicating the process for applicants. The real-world implications of these policies can be incredibly challenging and heartbreaking for individuals and families. A visa denial on national security grounds is often a permanent mark, making future attempts to enter the US extremely difficult, if not impossible. This can lead to family separation, prevent people from pursuing educational or professional opportunities, and create a sense of injustice for those who feel they have been unfairly targeted. The impact extends far beyond a single trip. For academics, journalists, and humanitarians working in sensitive regions, these rules pose a unique dilemma. Their work often requires them to interact with diverse groups and report on complex political situations, which can inadvertently create associations that are misinterpreted by US immigration officials. They might be denied entry despite having no malicious intent, simply because their professional activities put them in proximity to groups deemed problematic. This creates a chilling effect on vital research and reporting. While there are provisions for waivers of inadmissibility, especially for certain grounds like minor criminal offenses or some health issues, waivers for national security or terrorism-related grounds are exceptionally rare and difficult to obtain. These waivers are typically granted only in extraordinary circumstances and require a very high burden of proof from the applicant. The government's priority in these cases is overwhelmingly national security, making exceptions almost impossible. So, what can you do if you find yourself in this incredibly complex situation? Or if you are trying to avoid it in the first place? The most important advice I can give is to always be honest and transparent in your application and during your interview. Any attempt to conceal information or mislead officials will almost certainly be discovered and will lead to far more severe consequences than simply being truthful about a potentially problematic past. Integrity is your best defense. If you have any concerns about your background, your country of origin, or your past associations, it is absolutely critical to seek expert legal advice from an immigration attorney specializing in national security cases. These lawyers understand the intricate laws and can help you assess your situation, prepare your application, and represent you during the process. Trying to navigate these complex waters alone is a recipe for disaster, and professional guidance is invaluable. Educate yourself about US immigration laws and the specific criteria for inadmissibility. Understanding the rules, even if they seem unfair or confusing, is the first step in protecting yourself and making informed decisions. The more you know about what the US government is looking for, the better equipped you will be to present your case accurately and avoid potential